4 in a row for the OU softball program. Boomer Sooner, unbelievable. Oklahoma fears God, Texas fears Oklahoma. Listen, everyone who said Mike White wanted a piece of OU, not today. Jay, this is unbelievable. So happy for Kelly Maxwell, Patty Gasso, these seniors. The way there's so much to talk about in this game, and we'll be on here probably an hour talking about it. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, Jeremy. Really, kind of probably the weirdest game I've seen all year long. I'm serious. With what the pitching, what OU did, I mean, there was some stuff. I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to all the details. But I got to say one thing first. I mean, we'll get to everything. We're going to break this game down. But what we just witnessed, I mean, it's emotional, even for the fans, guys. I mean, it's emotional. It's that we'll never see on the field again, some of these players. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they did what you can never say. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that. What you can never say about this team is they always gave it their heart and soul every single game, every year. I mean, these seniors have been doing it for 4 years. And what's crazy about tonight, I think it was fitting that talk about all the seniors and Parker again and Pickering. I mean,
unbelievable,
massive.
Jay. And what Wade says Parker's going to be the MVP. I think it's going to be Kelly Maxwell. But Peyton, you have to ask yourself if Patty is the greatest coach of all time. She's unbelievable. Avery Hodge calling was unreal. And hey, Bobby, I see the comments about, I don't know, I guess there's an NBA series tonight. Who cares? This is about OU softball.
Hey, we can't. You got to mention Sydney Sanders off the first. I mean, hey, Jeremy, admit, we were talking during the game, and I think the beginning of the inning, before the inning even started and the bases got loaded, I said, I wonder if they're going to consider pinch hit here if Sanders gets up. Then she comes up with the bases loaded, and what does she do? Oh, by the way, guys, she can hit. Sydney Sanders can freaking hit the ball, and she did in the biggest way possible. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And Jay, 4 out of 25. 4 out of 25, and all 4 were massive hits. 15 pieces of gum, Sooner fan. 15.
She starts at a certain number and she adds them throughout the game. I saw a little story on this. It's pretty cool. Unbelievable. And Hodge, again, got on base a few times. She had the one error that led to a run. That second play, which we can talk about that play.
We have to talk about it.
That play, one of the craziest plays. I think she was trying to get in a rundown and try to tie the game up. That's what I think she was trying to do.
Jay, Mia Scott, that was I agree. I think she was trying to get it in the rundown to tie the game because I think deep down inside they knew they weren't going to get Maxwell anyway. But Jay, what a heads up play. First by Maxwell, then by Hodge to not show that she's going to just turn and throw it. She did it kind of slyly. And then the fact that Sydney Sanders was there and ready for it, it was unbelievable, Jay.
It was up. And listen, I'm going to say something too. And this, Mike White, I know Boone left early once. Okay.
Bad coaching.
No, let me get to my point. She left early that one time. Okay. But in the last inning there, he about called another one. And I don't get the thumbs up. It's almost like they were trying to figure any way they could get out of innings. I mean, it's like,
and Jeremy,
where was their ace pitcher?
Yeah, Tegan Cavan never got back in the game after the first game. That was dumb. When they cut it to 5-4, they should have put their ace out there and tried to keep it within 1. OU gets 3 in that inning. I would have loved to see Kenzie Hansen walk off Granny. But, Jay, what Jeremy says here has got to be talked about because, guys, Peyton Monticelli, massive out with the bases juiced on a full count. Are you kidding me?
Well,
it was a full count. Second of all, Nicole May was stellar.
Nicole May pitched really good. 4 strikeouts and not even 2 innings. And Monticelli, Jeremy, I was baffled by that decision. I'm going to say it right now. I thought it was a wrong decision. I did.
She said it was the matchup that they wanted.
I could not believe that she was coming in. She's pitched 2 innings in 2 months. Hey, Hookham, Thanks for hopping on here. Hey, I think Texas is going to be back. They're so young. And I think you saw some of the young that kind of played in some stuff. But they're a good team. I just think if you go look at the series with Oklahoma and in the postseason, they couldn't score with Oklahoma. That was the problem. Tonight was, again, the most runs they've scored against Oklahoma, 4, and that's with Oklahoma throwing how many pitchers? 5, which was a World Series record. Crazy.
Yeah, I thought S.J. Guerin might get in. Yeah, you can't talk negative about Sydney Sanders. Cannot do it. She was great. And, hey, all the negative criticism for Nicole May, it's gone. Her changeup, Jay, I texted you during that inning and said, you cannot keep throwing changeups. She threw 4 in a row and struck him out. And now, Jay, I was kind of questioning pulling her when they put Maxwell in.
Here's the thing, Daniel, I agree with you. This was probably my favorite. But Jeremy, it's obvious OU saw something with Texas hitters because Keeney started and Keeney was throwing changeup after changeup. It was a 44-mile-an-hour changeup that wasn't even getting to the plate. It was rolling up there, and she was just throwing it to keep them honest. So to me, that says in their scouting, they said, we're going to load this team up with changeups. And they did. Hey, wait a second. Mess, what are you talking about?
Hey, Teresa.
Teresa. I can say Texas got – wait. Let me get to Mess. I can say Texas got beat. OU's a better team. And by the way, everybody all year long that kept saying on our videos, there's a few of them that said there's no way OU's going to make it to the World Series. There's no way they're going to win another one. This team's just not playing. This team's just not as good as they've been. Guys, stop. 4 in a row. Stop.
Until they get beat, I don't care if they're ranked 55th. They're the best, and they will be. And by the way, Parker on that 2-out, 2-run single, Jay, did you see Mike White in the dugout go change up? And she struck out on that exact pitch the 2 innings before that, or an inning before that, and she just waited and just knocked it up the middle. That was unbelievable. Parker.
Unbelievable hitter. There's a few things about this game. I thought Kirsten Deal looked pretty good in her inning. I thought her stuff was good.
OU pitched well. Keeney walked too many, but OU pitched well. Kelly Maxwell striking out. Atwood, that was great on the rise ball.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, you've been faithful every night on here, giving the supers. We really appreciate you. Hit the like, everybody. OU's got 4 straight natties. Another natty for Patty.
Hey, and I cannot wait to hear Mike White after the game. I can't wait to hear what excuse they go with tonight. Because
look, it's okay to say you cried, Jay, because when they were interviewing Kelly Maxwell, yeah.
Hey, let me say this: what Kelly Maxwell just accomplished, coming from OSU to OU, I mean, that and winning a World Series. I mean, she came to Oklahoma to win it, and she did it. I think it's an unbelievable story, man. And the iconic picture is her sitting in the bullpen on the bucket, upside down bucket, just sitting there waiting to come in. Unbelievable, man.
Jay, I can put that in about 3 or 4 different sports things. One was, and I'm not trying to look, when Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, you remember these vivid things, and that's when I'm going to remember. And hey, Sydney Sanders, Jay, it was 3-2, bases juice, and she gets that gapper. Actually, I think we had tied it at 3. But yeah, that was so big. Sydney Sanders, so deserving.
That was the game. 3-run double. That's the game, man. Unbelievable. And 2 strikes. Wasn't it a full count or 2-2?
It was 3-2, I believe, Jay.
3-2. And I thought they were going to get her with the changeup. But yeah, what a great game, T. Boomer. Love humbling that. Yeah, just an outstanding game. And I thought it was interesting. They got that run to get within one. Boone was playing so shallow on that. She was even running up. I mean,
yeah,
able to hold it on. There was a few things that I look back on today that I thought, I personally, I'm not a coach, so I don't know. But I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. Monticelli coming in with the base load. The other one was when they pulled May and put Maxwell in with 2 outs. I would have just loved to see May finish the inning and then Maxwell start. So I was like, that's a tough position. It's a tough position for Maxwell. It really is. She got out of it, though, on that crazy play. Crazy play.
Yeah, and I thought Hanson was going to walk it off. And someone said, I think it was John, said that the bottom of the lineup was massive tonight. Avery Hodge,
All
Sanders.
series.
Yes, and John, Matt, I think deep down inside Kenny G, how can you not be happy for Kelly Maxwell?
I agree, Jeremy. I don't know. I mean,
he's happy for her. He wishes
Jeremy,
she was on his team, but
Jeremy, if it was an OU player that transferred to OSU 1-1, would you be happy for him?
Well, maybe for them as a person, yes. Jay, I mean, if Patty wanted to leave right now, she'd be perfectly fine. Four straight, but she's not. I cannot believe Parker and Pickering. Those two freshmen were unbelievable. This game had it all, Jay. It had it all, really. Big time moments, big time plays, big time key hits that OU's really been struggling getting. They didn't struggle when it mattered in the Women's College World Series Championship final. They might have early in the year, but when it mattered most, they delivered.
They always do. That's what this. And Jeremy, we were texting back and forth. Jada comes up to bat, and we were both like, she's due to get a hit. And what does she do? Get that insurance run in, single. The only thing would have made this better is that Tiari would have busted that when she got underneath it. She would have unloaded a Granny there, or Kinsey Hansen. But hey, Brito had a good game.
Brito didn't. Hey, Tiari Jennings made 2 or 3 really good plays on defense.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, I've got to talk about Nicole May because she was unbelievable tonight, Jay. 4 strikeouts out of 6 batters faced. They get that one hit in the gap. She was lights out. I mean, they would have been justified in leaving her in there with 2 on. That was her runners that she allowed. But they pull her. They put Maxwell in. They get that grounder. Mia Scott makes a bonehead play. They take advantage of it. And then OU does what they do better than anyone else. They take advantage of miscues, and they go get 3 more runs.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was Jimmy or Mess that said it. Enjoy the moment. 4-peats don't happen much. Listen,
they've never happened.
National champions don't happen. Look at national champions do not happen very often. Okay, so it's unbelievable. And Jeremy, last year we sat here after they won one and thought, man, can they do it again? And we all thought, they had that huge win streak. They're going to do it again. And then the season happens, and let's face facts. The softball parity is better than it's been. There's better teams out there.
It's harder to win one, Jay.
It's harder to get there, Jeremy. Let alone win it. But they did, and unbelievable. And this team next year, it's going to look totally different. But you know what? Until somebody knocks them off the pedestal, they're the champs.
And people, hey, I know Sydney was on there. I know Sydney said so-called GOAT the other day. You got to put Patty Gasso as the best. Jay, a couple of things on the pitchers. Carly Keeney walked a few, but they weren't just tattooing her until that one inning they started getting some. She was really good, gave them 2 innings. And then Monticelli, that was a massive play. His bases juice, guys. That play there was massive, getting the ground out to Sydney Sanders. And then you got Nicole May, Kirsten Deal. They were all elite, and Patty put him in at the right time. I was questioning some of it. That's what I get for questioning it. Patty's great.
And it was a 3-2 count on Peyton Monticelli. Bases loaded.
I can't show that. Can you click CJ? CJ Bunker, massive thanks for the super. We really appreciate you so much, CJ. Thank you so much for the compliment, for the donation. Yeah, capped it all with a 4-peat, going for 5. Get the thumb this year. Got to get the thumb.
Who was the winning pitcher? Winning pitcher, wouldn't that have been, let's see. Let me go back. They were down 3-2 on the 3-run single to double by Sanders. The winning pitcher would have been, was it Deal or was it Deal?
It was Deal because then May came in. 5-3.
May came in with the lead, right?
In the 5th inning, yes.
So,
hey, what about this stat, Jay? And I think it went bye-bye tonight. Nicole May has not allowed a run at all, an earned run out of the bullpen in 2 years.
She's great out of the bullpen, Jeremy.
Dennis Eckersley, man.
Hey, if you would have told me before the game, though, that OU was going to throw 5 pitchers, what would you have thought? They're in trouble?
We did talk about before the game, though, Jay, that they might
Jeremy,
use 3.
We talked about maybe 3, but Peyton Monticelli and Keeney was not mentioned. Keeney,
especially
guys,
in the moment.
Raise your hand right now, or put in the chat if you thought Carly Keeney was going to start tonight.
No one did, Jay.
I don't think there was maybe 1% of the fans of Oklahoma thought Carly Keeney was going to get the start. She goes out there, really, 3 innings? She finished 3, almost 3.
Yeah, Jay, Keeney and Keeney, I thought did some good things. I thought for this big of a moment, she was composed. Monticelli, again, I cannot say enough about Peyton Monticelli. That was a massive moment. Hey, and we've said this before. Patty Gasso, when she makes it's like Midas that turns to gold. I don't know how she does it.
Hey, very happy for May, and all the stuff they were saying about May and how the teammate and stuff, just unbelievable. Can't talk about it as much as the way she's just unbelievable. And what I love about Monticelli on that, she freaking fires up, man. She gets excited out there. I love it.
Hey, what about this? What Teague's saying? S.J. Guerin is the one in the bullpen warming up. Everyone expects her to come in. Monticelli comes out of the dugout.
So
mind games.
They didn't show it on the broadcast. Did Monticelli warm up the inning before? Because they said
I never saw her go to the bullpen, Jay.
But I think she obviously she had to have. But she throws gas. She throws gas.
Yeah, Jay, this stat that Robert just threw in here, Robert, that's a great stat. Thanks for being on here. Listen, I saw this on the broadcast. Not one time were they shut out. Are you kidding me? Not once were they shut out a run rule. And Jay, this year everyone said they don't have a Jordy Ball. They don't have a Jordy Ball. Kelly Maxwell was unbelievable, and they did it by committee.
Yeah, Kelly Maxwell, unbelievable year, obviously. But man, what I was going to say is, do you know why I think S.J. Guerin was out there warming up? Think about it. We talked about it. Carly Keeney started. Change up. S.J. Guerin has the best changeup on the team.
Nicole May has a great changeup. Jay,
I think that's probably what there had. Just go look at it. The scouting report, they had to have seen something where Texas struggles with the changeup. They threw more changeups tonight than they've thrown, I don't know, most of the year. It was unbelievable.
Absolutely was. And Kelly Maxwell was as good in the postseason. What we have to continue to say, guys, Jen Rocha is unbelievable. The pitchers always perform best as the season progresses. The staff, this is unbelievable. Seeing Shay Knighton over there, this team, this culture continues to impress more and more each year. I don't know how.
Well, I think Jenna Roach's approach, and I know every team does a lot of scout. I think she's next level analytics, everything you want to say about it. And let me say this too. Question Patty about who they brought in and stuff, and question anything about Monticelli coming in. Just throw away her getting the out, first of all. Just her being confident enough. That's a tough situation to get in there and even pitch. She hasn't pitched. She's pitched 2 innings in 2 months, and what is she? She's out there as confident as you can see somebody.
On a full count, Jay.
I don't think you can. I think the mental part of Patty and the way she has the team ready all the time, I don't think you can underestimate it, man. It's
no, you can't say it enough. You can't emphasize it enough. Bobby Mick, hey, thanks so much, Bobby, for the compliment. We try our best to provide content every night. Every night we'll be on here 9:30. You guys, as the season ends, we still provide content sports-wise. And hey, big shout out to the Fanstop here. Fanstop.com. Check them out, everyone that's on here. Check out their merch, their apparel. It's great. You can get on the Shirt of the Month Club. You get a shirt sent every month to your doorstep. You can get 10% off by using the code SURGE for Sooner Surge. Also, I believe they're going to have some national championship softball shirts. There's nowhere else to go. Fanstop. Soft shirts, great shirts. That's where you need to go. Thanks, Bobby Mick, for that compliment.
For sure. And maybe when we get that link, we can give that to the fans. But, man, unbelievable. What a performance. I was going to get to this comment. Let me see if I can find it here.
Wow. 4 straight, man. This is –
yeah.
I know how many tears are going to be shed in that post game.
Actually, it was Fanstop's comment. 5 days
5 days in a row.
5 games. Yeah. Unbelievable.
5 games, 5 days in a row. Unbelievable. And the crowd was unbelievable tonight. It was unreal. You know, play it somewhere else. The Sooners are still going to win. So,
yeah, hit the like button, guys, please. I'm telling you, it helps the channel big time. Go do it.
Hey,
appreciate you being on here.
I'm going to go with 3 plays, and we can get to the ace next year. Monticelli deal. 3 plays that obviously were the key. The Mia Scott tag out has to be the play of the game. I don't get it. Has to be the play of the game. But I still want to give credit to Maxwell, Hodge, and Sanders for slyly going about that. They could have panicked. They were so calm. Another big play was the Monticelli bases loaded. That was massive. Massive. And then I think at the end, May and Maxwell, what they did really well is they didn't walk batters. And Carly Keeney, Jay, Carly Keeney was good tonight.
She was good. She did her job. I'll say another big play. I think not enough people are going to talk about it because OU already had the lead. Ella Parker's 2-run hit in the last inning. I know it's not huge. You had a 6-4 lead, but I'm asked Kelly Maxwell going out there with 8-4 compared to 6-4 is a difference. Big difference. And Ella Parker, once again, 2 strikes. I've never seen a player like her as a freshman hit with 2 strikes. Her and Pickering, unbelievable.
Yeah, and appreciate everyone that's commenting on here.
You got. I mean, that's the game too. Sydney Sanders.
Oh yeah, Trap House Grand Slam the like button. Appreciate you, Trap House, being on here. Yeah, play the game. I think it was Jay. Hey, Kinsey Hansen again, over and over when there were balls in the dirt. She's not allowing them to pass. Runner was on third twice on changeups. These are things you will miss. The small things that happen. Hey, I thought it was interesting that Jada Coleman, OU played a little small ball early.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about Sanders is what happened was on that double, it's crazy. She didn't get a home run. I mean, half her hits have been home runs, and she laced a double down in the gap. It was massive. For everyone being on her, she had some big hits down the stretch. I mean, a couple.
Uncle Charlie, she's not closing out her career. She's got another year in Norman. Sydney Sanders is back. Chief T-Bird, hey, you're one of the most loyal Surgeaholics on here. And if you're on here and you've just now come to the station, you can become a Surgeaholic. Join us every night at 9:30. Chief T-Bird, thanks for the donation. Says, I wonder what it feels.
See a lot of the regulars on here. Mess, Jimmy, a bunch of them on here. Lori, good to see you all.
Hey, I don't know how it feels to make the right decision every time I make a decision because I make a lot of bad decisions, unfortunately. But
thanks,
yeah,
Chief,
everything you're touching is turned to gold. But that doesn't happen, Jay, unless you also have the players.
Yeah.
I think the players, the seniors, the pass the bat mantra. This team plays for each other unlike anything in any sport. They just do.
I agree. And Matt, that was a weird ball. It did spin away from her. And then the next play she made charging, where she's made like 3 or 4 of those. I don't think she was going to get Mia Scott at first anyway. It would have been an amazing play. That was a tough play, but it worked out. They ended up getting her on the tag. But hit that freaking light. Thanks, Lori. Hey, one thing I was going to mention about this year, you were talking about all the seniors. Yeah. What is so crazy about this run this year at the end of the year? Yeah, they made big plays, but there is no chance, zero chance this team wins a natty this year without Parker and Pickering. Zero.
Oh, Jay, they don't. Someone asked about the other. Nellie McEnroe Marinas redshirted. She was one of the others in the freshman class, and the other was Maya Bland, who was a pinch runner. And a couple of things. Maya Bland can play softball. She's going to be great next year. Hey, I was at first criticizing. You remember when Sanders could have tagged up on the fly ball by Jennings with the bases loaded?
She had already been pinch run for it.
She had already been pinch run, so that was smart by Patty to leave her in because you got to have her at first base in the last inning.
Yeah, and Robert, we actually talked about this during a text tonight. Me and Jeremy were saying, got to get to 5 runs. You were right. That was the magic number, and it was tonight. So, yeah, this is great. Thanks, because it's hard for us to run the comments and stuff, so this is great when we see this because then we don't have to type all this in. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is great stuff right here. This is the incoming in the next years. So look at that. Check that out. Unbelievable talent coming in. That's all I got to say.
There is, Jay. But one thing that's going to be different, all that energy from that upper class, someone's got to take over the energy category. A lot. I tell you who brings a lot of fire, Jay. Peyton Monticelli.
Yeah, she does. I mean,
Peyton Monticelli is an energy just magnet.
She's a lot like Jordy Ball on the mound with her emotion. Jordy Ball was a very I don't think Kennedy's coming anywhere. I don't think Kennedy's coming. We can talk about it. You saw, I don't know if you saw, but OSU got the biggest transfer portal person so far.
I'm not talking about OSU and Washington softball right now.
I'm just talking about it. Stop. I'm just talking about it.
Hey, yeah, no need to talk about lower tier teams.
OSU, I would love to hear them talk about Kelly Maxwell now, because what she did for Oklahoma out of the portal, it's crazy that, we talked about it before a year. What does she do for Oklahoma? Obviously, she was one of the best pitchers in the portal. She came to OU. But what she did down the stretch, they really need her. She ate up a lot of innings down the stretch for this team and pitched dang well doing it. Amazing.
Yeah, and hey,
Kelly Maxwell.
Robert talks about Wild Thing coming out of the bullpen. And the thing is, it's calm thing, because she is calm as one of my favorite Sports Center anchors always used to say, cool as the other side of the pillow. Stuart Scott used to say that.
What's up, Danny? Hey, Danny
McGee. Is this my former baseball coach, Danny McGee? I think it is.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Royal fan, elite fan.
And hey, you cannot have the plays like they had Texas, Mia Scott. That game changer, man. You just can't have that kind of stuff. And that's why I talked about before the game, Jeremy. I said, you know what? It's different playing in this type of atmosphere for the championship series, and even as early in the World Series. It's a different animal, and you just can't have that happen, because they had their 3-hitter coming up, and it's a totally different ball game. 2 runners on there. So,
yeah, and hey, Monty, you're right. Avery Hodge stepped up in big-time moments. She had the one error where she didn't know if she should backhand it. The other play,
spinning.
She tried to get it. Jay, you're an infielder. You try to get it on the big hop if you can. That's what she was trying to do. But Avery Hodge still made some. Heck, the double play early on, Jay, was massive.
Oh, that was a big play. She's got a great arm. She's got a really good arm, because she's played shortstop most of her life.
Exactly.
And the play where she was charging, that's all you can do on that, is try to get it. And even if she would have got that play, I don't think she gets Mia Scott at first. I don't. Mia Scott's fast from the left side. I don't think she gets her, but it was a good try, and they ended up getting her on the tag. I'm excited for Hodge coming back too. The double or the single she hit down the line with 2 strikes. That ball was 3 feet outside. She threw a bat at it. Unbelievable.
Hey, I believe she only had 1 error counted. The other one was an error. I think they thought she was going to beat it out anyway. Maybe it was counted as an error, scored as an error. Hey, IA Sooner won. We haven't even mentioned this guy tonight. JT Gasso.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the coach in waiting, but it doesn't matter. The strategy, Jay, this team, they were a little more aggressive early in the counts. They waited on certain pitches. Ella Parker waiting on that changeup after striking out the previous time was just unbelievable. JT Gasso is unreal.
Unbelievable. And he was over there during one of the innings in the dugout coaching up Hodge on swinging. It was just the guy is a machine of a hitting coach. Just like
Jay,
the coach is on pitching.
I thought Torres was going to get in for Boone to pinch it in that inning, maybe for a solo shot.
Yeah,
and then I thought she might hit. Had Sanders not had that other hit, I think she would have pinched it for Sanders in that instance.
Hey, and Sydney, a lot of us have been talking about Hodge and her bat and how she's just been struggling, and is she going to be able to stay in the lineup with her bat? But you're right. That's a great comment because of her confidence. And when I saw tonight, you could really see her confidence. She tagged up on that ball to center, line drive to center, went to third. She didn't end up scoring, I don't think.
Lazy play by the center fielder.
That was a lazy play by the center fielder, but also a heads-up play by Hodge, man. You could tell she looks real confident out there.
Absolutely. Hey, Rob, you're right. Her full swing isn't bad. It looks pretty smooth, honestly. She's a tough out. Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, you're right. I don't know. Riley Boone got really excited. There's no reason to leave early. First off, I hate the rule. I mean,
you got to have a rule there. You can't leave early. You got to.
I agree, you can't leave early, but there should be some kind of. She definitely left early, and that was a big play. Jada Coleman's coming up with 2 people on base and could extend it to 5-2. That was a massive play that they did not take advantage of it.
You especially can't leave early if you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? You're not stealing. You're not. I mean,
hey, Chief.
Great question, Chief.
I can't answer it.
I mean, can answer it.
There's 10 alone from Jada Coleman.
Yeah, I can name some from each of them. I think, obviously, the one that stands at Kenzie Hansen's grand slam against Clemson to keep the streak alive and everything, and that's just etched in my mind. You can go down the list with all of them, though. They've all had massive moments. And you know what? You know what I think was kind of fitting, to be honest? Alyssa Brito's last time up, 3-2. She goes from a 1-2 count all the way to 3-2. She walks and throws the bat down. I'm going to remember that from Alyssa Brito. She kind of started that with the walks. And honestly, I think that was that's kind of her attitude about it. And it's basically, I'm on base, man. Let's get energized. I love it.
Hey, it was good to see her barrel the bat. I thought that was good. Did every senior get on? Boone got on. Torres didn't get a chance, so Torres didn't get on, but every other senior did get on. It was nice to see Brito barrel some bats, barrel the ball tonight. There was something else I was going to say.
Hey, Chuck, we're not going to get into this tonight. And listen, we talked about this last night. Yes, Texas, I'm sure if they wanted to win, they didn't want to play. Yeah, Jeremy, okay. But what I'm saying is, if you're one of the best teams, you want to play the best. That's all I'm saying.
They knew they weren't, though.
And Mike White knew he couldn't beat Oklahoma. Okay.
Jada Coleman, Jay, I thought they could have. She should have slid on that double play attempt. That was. You could tell she was even sticking her head up to try to make the throw harder.
Hey, Anthony, really appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. It means a lot that you enjoy it. We do our best. That's all we can do. And really, it's nothing without the viewers. Y'all keep the lives every single night. Y'all keep the live going with the comments. So appreciate you guys. And y'all could be out watching other stuff right now. I'm sure Postgame, whatever. I'm recording it. Not with VHS tape, but I'm recording it. But appreciate you guys being on here.
Yeah, she got away with that one, Uncle Charlie. Absolutely did. And Mez, you're right. Mike White. Listen, guys, the fact that time out. The fact that Tegan Gabon pitched 2 innings in a Women's College World Series Championship Series? What?
Well, how about this?
Wait, I got something for you, Jay. Mike what? Is it Mike White or Mike what?
Yeah, I don't understand why she only pitched 2 innings.
It was 5-4. She's got to come in the 6th inning, Jay. That was absurd.
I agree. And the thing is, she did pitch. They got to her yesterday, but it was her first time in the championship series, and she's a freshman. You know what I mean? Like, give her another chance out there. So Mike White will be hitting the tanning real quick. He looked already like he's pretty tan. He's ready for the Cancun Beach, wherever they go, New Zealand. I think he's from New Zealand, but
Mike White. That's what I'm saying. Hey, because here's the thing, Jay. If anything,
I like Mike White, and you know what, Jeremy, as you said last night, Maxwell House, good till the last drop ball, as Steve Stutzman.
And as Matt says, Rutrow. There's my Rutrow for the night. Jay, if anything, they should have brought Tegan Cavan in for next year. She needs some confidence after her performance yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch the press conference. Teague says none of the seniors from Texas are there.
Wow. Well,
hey,
I mean, I don't want to speculate. They could just be very upset emotionally.
Hey, what I think is SEC better get ready. We're coming. So be ready. I think you saw the quote from the South Carolina basketball coach tonight about it. But hey, Chuck, don't get me started tonight. I'm not even close to being a fan of Mike White. So stop, please. Unreal. Just because I had an opinion, guys. Jeez.
And Uncle Charlie, Florida played OU a lot tougher.
No, here's what I'll say to this. Here's what I'll say. I think Texas and Florida, Texas would have won the Natty. I think OU has a great matchup against Texas in a lot of different aspects. But one thing Texas can't do, go look at the stats. They hit sub 200 against Oklahoma this year, Jeremy. Sub 200. They're a great offensive team. Sub 200.
And you didn't like it when I said it a few days ago. The most pressure was OU to get to this series. I know they think they were going to win it. They had more pressure on them against Florida.
Yeah, Fanstop kind of says the same thing. They did look really relaxed in the dugout early on, kind of laughing over there. And OU does play him. And it's also this, Jeremy. Listen, we've talked about. Yeah, I told you Jay likes Mike White. Jeremy, I'm going to do a comparison for you. Basketball, NCAA tournament. When OU would make the NCAA tournament and they had some good teams, what were teams you didn't want to play?
Those that knew you the most.
Those in your conference. You did not want to play them again. And I think the same is true about this. Texas, it's a tough matchup for them, Oklahoma, period, because Oklahoma's dang good and Oklahoma kind of owns them. But it's a conference opponent. You've seen them a lot. They've seen you a lot. That's what I thought was so weird about tonight's matchup is the pitchers OU threw out there. I mean, 5 pitchers in one championship series game. Unbelievable. 5 pitchers, man.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, still mad about Danny Manning. And Jay, the Florida, again, I'm going to say it again. The pressure seemed to be lifted. Even Kelly Maxwell. I mean, Kelly Maxwell was great all World Series, though. You got to admit that. Kelly Maxwell was phenomenal. Have we heard who the MVP is? I'm guessing it's her. Timothy Fitzgerald, thanks for the super. Appreciate you so much. Sweeter over the short horns. Exactly.
Appreciate that.
Go for the thumb now. Get 5.
It was a lucky, Jay. It was lucky. Best defense of the year to beat Oklahoma early in the season. And if you remember those 2 games that they beat Oklahoma, both were 2-1 outings. So they didn't score a whole lot in Oklahoma at all. And you could kind of see it, too, when they interviewed Mike White during the game. And he said, talking about the pitchers, he goes, and I'm sure Kelly Maxwell will come in later in the game. He knew once she came in, ball game. He knew it.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly was the most outstanding player there.
That's what I figured.
Pitcher usually gets it, but I'm telling you right now, I would have been fine if Pickering would have won it.
I mean, you have to give it to Kelly
games.
Maxwell.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Pickering had a home run in both games.
I agree. But, yeah, Kelly Maxwell was superb. Guys and gals on here, I can name every pitcher, all 5, the record that's been set. Every one of them had massive a part of this win tonight. Everyone had a massive part in this win tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle says OU was in one of those hitting slumps when Texas took 2 early. Yeah, they were. It was a bad slump. And
does anyone care about
that? Hey, we talked about it throughout the year. If OU hits the ball, nobody's beating them. None.
Hey, yeah, and Jay, those losses didn't even matter. We said that earlier in the year if they were going to be hitting at the right time. Big Bad Brat 100. We actually did an interview. You can check it out on our YouTube channel.
With a bunch of them.
With a bunch of the incoming recruits. Tia Malloy was one. She is great.
Yeah. And all you have to know is where she comes from parent-wise, athletic family.
Lawyer Malloy.
Great people. Go check that out. Yeah, she's going to be unbelievable.
Chief T-Bird, thanks again. Appreciate it. Chief. The best thing to happen going in the World Series was Texas being the one. I agree. They weren't ready for the pressure. OU handled it with ease. Been there, done that.
OU being that two, it was a good spot for them. But I also think I want to go back. I think the OU win over Texas in the Big 12 championship series. I think that played a lot too in just maybe the swagger of OU and probably the attitude of Texas. Like, well, when we really needed to beat him, we didn't. You know what I mean? And I go back to last night on the postgame interview, guys. They were asked, does OU intimidate you? Jeremy, if I ask you, do I intimidate you?
No, you don't intimidate me.
Yeah, exactly. Their answer you would have thought would have been, no, we're not scared of Oklahoma at all. Neither one of them said that. They went on to how they respect Oklahoma. Their answer, I thought for sure would have been, no, we're not scared of Oklahoma. We're not intimidated. It wasn't, which tells me they absolutely are a little bit intimidated by Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
I've tried so many
Jay
times.
has tried.
I've tried, bro. I wish. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe in the offseason, Jay, for sure. Had the strength and conditioning coach on. That was great stuff that he had said going into this season. Yeah, let's get her on the surge. Let's get her.
Hey, you know what else?
Number one recruiting class.
Yeah, that's right. Every year, I mean, they're just loaded. And go look at, I mean, what's crazy to me is Pickering and Parker are freshmen. They haven't even been through like off-season strength. And I mean, these ladies are going to be, when they get to be juniors or seniors, look out. How many are they going to be hitting? I'm serious.
Maybe 8 in a row that we'll be going for. I didn't get to see if they shook hands and went in the prayer circle. I haven't seen that. Jay, someone else said something that I thought was very interesting. Here's Alfonso all the way from Tijuana, Mexico. Thanks, Alfonso, for being on here. Surging in Mexico. Appreciate it. Surgeaholic there in Mexico.
Juan Blair was on here from Japan, so we got them all over.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought on what I was getting ready to say, Jay, about this team. There's Poncho Jack, 19. And Dalpoa says, get us to 200 likes. Thanks, Dalpoa. Boomer's doing their first team in history of 4 straight natties.
Looks like Mike White is in the chat. So, no, just kidding. Not the Mike White. Just kidding. What's up, Mike?
There's one you've left off. Hey, there's one I think. Oh, Summit's on there. Okay, I think Summit's got to be on there. And listen, Patty said this one was the most difficult. Last year, she said that was the most difficult. Here's what's happening. As much popularity, you saw how many 1.9 million viewers watching last night? Yeah. It's getting more and more noticeable. The sport, it's going to be harder to win them because of the parity.
Hey, but you know what? The same people in college softball that complain about Oklahoma are the same people in WNBA that complain about Caitlin Clark. Hey, softball world right now, it is what it is because of Oklahoma, okay? It is as popular as it is because of Oklahoma, because of those seniors that are on the team. So cherish it, enjoy it. I don't know why people, if you can't beat them, hey, come join them. Kelly Maxwell did. Worked out.
I will say this. What? I will say this. Patty Gasso, she's very analytical. She's data-driven, okay? She doesn't just bring anyone in from the portal. To me, I mean, she brought listen, Carly Keeney was a great pickup. The fact that she pitched in the Women's College World Series Championship Series Game 2 and was so composed was huge. Ludlam was a catcher that we needed in case Hanson went down, and she was hurt some early in the year. You got Monticelli, who pitched tonight, and there's others, and Kelly Maxwell, obviously. But she's going to get those that fit this culture here as well.
Yeah, thanks, Lori. Appreciate you for the 200 likes, pushing it for us. Hey, one thing about Patty, though, which I think it'd be interesting to say, what would have happened if they would have lost tonight? I promise you there would have been OU fans saying, bad decision, Patty. What are you doing? Where was Kelly Maxwell to start the game? But here's the thing. Patty, she says it all the time. I know my team. I know my team. And I think you can't talk about it enough how players can come into these situations like Carly Keeney, like Peyton Monticelli, who haven't pitched very much down the stretch. And I could care less how they pitch during the game, just to even have the confidence to go in there and be like, I haven't pitched in 2 months. I've only pitched 2 innings. I got the bases juiced. And you know what? I'm going to come here. I'm going to get this person out. Peyton Monticelli was confident she was going to get that out. And you saw, I didn't see any nerves from her at all. If she did, she does a great job hiding it.
Yeah, and Sydney, you're right. 9 minutes after the thing, Starocco said she was on the phone. And Kelly Maxwell, OU was the first to reach out to her as well. And I like this stat by Bill. I saw that tonight on the broadcast. When OU's up by 4, they're 200 0. That is unbelievable. Are you kidding me?
What's that?
200 0 up 4.
Yeah, unbelievable. Hey, Uncle, we talked about this earlier in the live. SJ warming up. I honestly think it has to do with their changeup because tonight OU threw so many changeups. They saw something in the scouting report to load up on changeups to Texas, and they did. Carly Keeney threw it a bunch. I've never seen a changeup that speed. Carly Keeney was throwing changeup about 42 miles an hour. And then Nicole May threw more changeups than she ever throws. So I think it had to do with that. You know, SJ has a really, really good changeup. I hope we get to see SJ quite a bit more next year. I really would like to see that, and Monticelli, to be honest with you. I think Kirsten Deal is going to be really good next year. I think she had a good inning. I mean, she had the one hit, and then it was an error in a weird play. But her stuff looked really good. It was moving. I was glad to see it. She was throwing strikes. She wasn't walking. That was the one thing that surprised me about Carly Keeney tonight. Is she's usually pretty good control. She walked pretty good handful. I want to say 4 batters tonight.
Yeah, and Patty extended her contract till whenever she wants to extend her contract. Whenever she wants to leave, she'll leave. I hope it's not soon. Texas was swinging for the – hey, the only one that really didn't they didn't attack with the changeup was Reese Atwood, and Kelly Maxwell just said, rise ball, sit down. Okay?
Yeah. Well, you know, Maxwell coming in at the end there, they were going to have a tough time hitting her after seeing all that other crap all night. I mean, they were throwing stuff out there all night, OU was. Change-ups, screwballs. You get Kelly Maxwell in there, lefty, moving it around. It was going to be tough for them. Hey, Leos, thank you so much.
Leo De Hoyos, thank you so much. We know this isn't your first time on our channel because you're on here often. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you for the super sticker. Thanks, as always, for being a part of this.
I didn't see it. I came on to get on the live. I didn't see if they shook hands. I saw them watching the ceremony for a little bit. So I would imagine, I think some of those players are pretty, I mean, OU and Texas, some of them are pretty good friends outside of softball, but
travel ball.
What's that?
Travel ball.
Travel ball. Correct.
Yeah. Kavon went to warmups and never came out, never came in the game. I don't understand it.
Well, she went in really late though. It was 8-4, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, they should have had her in the game earlier.
I think it was 6-4 when she went out there, and then they got another hit. But Holly Rowe, this is a good comment, Monty. Appreciate you, Monty, as always, being on there every single night. Monty says, Holly Rowe asked Patty about throwing so many pitchers at them, and she said, we've seen them before we know what's going on. So they knew what it sounded like. Patty, that was what her game plan was, throw a bunch. I really think they might have. I think they were thinking about bringing Guerin in when they brought in Monticelli, to be honest with you. They left Keeney in for one more batter. I was thinking maybe if they would have brought in the batter before, it would have been Guerin. There was something they liked with that matchup with Monticelli, and I can't remember who the batter was. Do you remember who it was?
Alyssa Washington?
Was it Washington? There was something obviously Patty liked, and even when she went out there to get Nicole May there, at the end, she walks out there and she says, hey, this is what we're doing. I think she's very good at telling them, hey, I like this matchup with Maxwell right here. Let's get her in. And by the way, Nicole May is going to go down one of the great OU players because what she's done in her career at Oklahoma, she was always, I think, I don't want to say second fiddle, but it's always like people talked about Jordy Ball. Then it was Kelly Maxwell. Before that, Gina Juarez. It was Alex Stracco transferring in. And it's like Nicole May's been there her whole career. And honestly, guys, you want to look at a pitcher who I think her stuff's gotten better and better. I mean, I think down the stretch here, she was pitching really good, hitting corners and everything. Yeah, Lori says 5 more likes and she'll shut up. Lori, you need a bump cake. You need a lemon blueberry bump cake tonight.
Hey, listen, we can't say enough about Nicole May because she could have transferred any year when she wasn't the ace. She never really was the ace on this team, Jay. Never really got the chance to be the ace. Someone else always came in, and she stuck it out, loyal to the loyal, all the way. And I love it for Nicole May, and I love that she ended it with 4 strikeouts out of 6 batters. That's big time. Big time.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they shook hands. Chief says, rank these OU coaches, Wilkinson, Switzer, and Gasso. Wow, that's tough to do, Chief.
I can't do that.
I don't know how you can't put Gasso with 8 championships as one. I know it's a totally different sport, so it's hard, okay? But 8 freaking natties. I mean, what else can you do? 8, isn't that 8 of, I want to say it's 8 of the last 11, is it not?
I don't know, but anyone who says she's not the greatest of all time right now, I don't know how you can say she's not. There's been some other great softball coaches.
I think ESPYs, get it right this year, please. Please get it right, ESPYs. Come on, the ESPY Awards. best team, give it to Oklahoma. You didn't do it last year. You should have. They had won however many straight. Do it this year if you have any type of respect.
Yeah. Hey, again, I want to shout out FanStop. I know the FanStop, Kevin, there's great. The facility is top notch. Check out fanstop.com. Again, they're going to have national championship softball shirts. If you are subscribed to our channel, we will have a link in there when those are ready for you guys to get on there and get. But you got to be subscribed to our channel, so make sure you are.
Yeah, Jeremy, I agree. That's what's going to happen. He'll be the next coach when Patty leaves. It'll stay in the family, Gasso. And you know what? Rocha, I think she seems like just perfectly fine being a pitching coach. I think she loves it. And she is like, I don't know, like a scientist over there. And I love the fact she's always talking to Ludlam or whoever it is over there. And it's just amazing. Amazing stuff, man.
Yeah. Look at the percentage Robert's dropping in with this 250 games, 234 and 15. Wow.
114.
31 run rules.
Yeah, Rocha loves her assignment. She does. Hey, you know what I thought was interesting too is we talked about it before the championship series. I think everybody on our videos we were doing on the lives, everybody was talking about for this team to win though, they have to have production from 7, 8, 9. We said it. 7, 8, 9. Somebody's got to come through there. Well, Hodge was coming through. Boone had some hits tonight, but you know what? Sidney Sanders with the massive hit of the championship series tonight. So they did come through. They had to. They did.
And hey, I know the OU press conference is starting. The Right Life says, thanks for letting us know that. So we're going to, because we know everyone wants to watch that. Yeah, we're going to get off here tonight. But hey, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. For all those who have donated supers, I know Leo, Dave, there's a lot. Thanks so much. Thanks for being on here with us. Hey, guess what? We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be back tomorrow night because we do this every night here at the Sooner Surge, every night, 9:30. Don't be a stranger. Come see us every night to talk OU sports. The Sooners are 4 straight national champions, 4 straight, never been done. Boomer Sooner. Till next time. Boomer.
Sooner.